Welcome to the course on making impactful presentations. As executives, as working professionals, as entrepreneurs, you need to keep making presentations. It may be a sales pitch that you want to make. It may be a presentation to a committee who you want to convince so that they'll take certain decision you want them to take. You might be making a presentation to future investors. You might be making a presentation to your team who you want to explain a product or a process, and you want the results to come from all these people to whom you're talking. So how many of you want to have confidence when you are talking to a group of people, when you are making a presentation to them? How many of you want to connect with the audience so that they listen to you, they are engaged, they are involved, they want to ask you questions? And how many of you want to have control over the outcome of your presentation? If you want your investors to invest, you know that they're going to invest. If you want a committee to make certain decisions, you know that they're impressed. If you're making a presentation to your team, you know that they're interested and they're going to do it. And they're engaged and they're motivated by what you're saying. And you can do all of this without having a magnificent vocabulary, a very impressive personality, just who you are. And today I'm going to share with you three things. Number one, how to overcome your fear and be confident while presenting before any audience. Number two, how to connect with any audience, whoever they might be. They might be your seniors, they might be investors, they might be your own team members, they might be strangers, but you will be able to connect with them. Number three, how to have a good handle over the outcome of the presentation that you are going to make. So are you ready? And let us jump in. So number one, how are we going to get the connection? How are we going to have the confidence? And how are we going to have the control over the outcome of the presentation? For this, we need to go to the fundamentals of communication. I'll take a moment to explain what I've already explained in the previous courses, the fundamental of communication. In communication, how many people are there? At least two. There is a sender and a receiver. We always need to keep that in mind. And to explain that, I will share a particular example with you. So in any communication, there is one sender and there is a receiver. You know that. And the sender has certain message in the mind, and then they convert it into a written word or they convert it into spoken words. And then it goes to the receiver and they hear what they hear or they read what they read, and then they make a meaning out of it. Communication is good and powerful and effective when what the sender means is the same as what the receiver understands. When both of them are on the same page or on the same magnetic plane, when what I mean is the same as what you understand, that is when communication is effective. And when all of this happens, the aim and objective of the communication is met. Whether it is the aim and objective of the sender or the aim and objective of the receiver. So the aim and objective of the sender is met and the aim and objective of the receiver is met when what I mean is the same as what you understand. However, a number of times there are distortions in communication at various stages, and because of that, the aim and objective is not met. We are going to understand how we are going to meet the objective of the sender, you who are speaking, you who is presenting, and also the objective of the receiver, the person, your audience, whether it is the investor, the prospective client, your bosses, the committee, or your team. So when both the parties' objectives are met, that is when your presentation is going to be impactful. Now, here is one example. Let us say I am making a presentation on gardening in winter, gardening of flowers. So I am saying this to you. I am saying, good morning. Today I'm going to tell you about winter flowers in North India. Basically, this season is suitable for growing a lot of colorful flowers in your garden. So how is that? Now I have started. This is my start. And I am saying that I will be telling you about gardening of winter flowers in North India. What is good and what is bad about this way or this presentation? I'm just giving you an example. A number of people, when I say, okay, this is how I am presenting, they say it is good, it's interesting. However, look at the other example. This is another example. Fellow gardeners, today I'm going to tell you how to make your terrace garden colorful and lively from October to April every year from now on. Is this better? I'm sure you'll feel this is better. Why? Because in the first example, it is only about I am telling you. And I am not connecting with the audience, who they are, what do they want. Here, in this, I am connecting with the audience. I'm saying, fellow gardeners, look at this. I am saying, fellow gardeners, today I'm going to tell you about how you can make your terrace garden colorful and lively from October to April every year. So, fellow gardeners, I know that these people are interested in gardening. They have a hobby, they're interested. They want to learn gardening as a hobby. And what will they be able to do after listening to me in this presentation? They can make their terrace garden colorful and lively from October to April every year. There are two major points of difference from the first one and the second one. In the previous one, when I was speaking, today I am going to tell you about gardening in winter. I had not thought about who my audience is. Who are the people? Are they interested in gardening or not? I'm just saying I am going to tell you about. They might well ask, okay, why are you going to tell us about this? Are we interested? Are we interested in winter gardening? Are we interested in flower gardening? Do I have a terrace or not? So that is not taken care of in the first one. I have not also told them what is the benefit that they will have once they have listened to my presentation. In the second one, when I'm saying you will have a lively and colorful terrace garden from October to March every year, I am connecting with them and telling them what is the benefit. So these are the two things that I am talking of my audience, I'm thinking of them, and I'm also talking of their aim and objective. In communication, as we have already discussed, there are at least two parties. One is the sender and the other is the receiver. Here in presentation, we'll call them audience. So sender and audience. What we need to do is we need to connect with them. And how will you connect with them as a presenter? By meeting their objective. Why are they here? Very, very, very often, people who present, this is the mistake that they make. They think only of what they want to do. They have not gone into the why. Why am I making this presentation to this particular people? What are they going to get out of it? What is the reason they are here? So their objective and my objective. So you need to ask two questions. One, what is it that they want? But you can't ignore also what you want out of it. So for example, if you're presenting to a group of prospective clients, what would they want? But you also need to know, what do you want? You want them to buy at the end. So ask these two questions. What do they want? And what do you want? The next questions, because however well you prepare, if they're not interested, if they lose interest in between, they doze off, then you won't have the control over it. You won't be able to get the results that you want from this particular presentation. So ask this question, how to keep them engaged, how to keep them interested, involved. So you'll have to bring in certain activities, some certain things that they do. You have to speak in a way in which they are also involved, maybe chit chat, give them some certain things to do so that they remain engaged. You also need to ask yourself, how will you enjoy this particular presentation? The most important thing to do when you want to make an impactful presentation is to prepare and plan. So how are you going to plan? Let me just share with you. Of course, the first thing that you need is a topic. Then you need to know your target group. Who are these people to whom you're going to present? What is the objective of your presentation? And what is the material that you would require? What is the content that you would require? Any handouts that you need to give to them? Or such things to keep them involved, some object of interest, all those things will be required. And you can understand this by the GPS framework. The GPS framework: goal, person, system. The goal is the objective of your audience and the objective that you have in mind. And as you know, when you are working on the goal, you have to ask these questions: why am I doing this? What do they want out of it? What do I want of it? When should I be doing it? Is this the right time to introduce this subject to them? Will it get the right results for me when I do it at this moment? Then person is the audience. Think about them. Who are they? What are their needs? What is the existing knowledge that they have? What may be their psychological needs? So ask all of these questions. And the S system is about the process that you will use. How are you going to present? What is the methodology you are going to use? How will you start? Start with a bang, and how will you end? I end again with a bang. And all that I'm going to teach you in this entire course. So for the goal, you need to have clear action words. Just like when I talked about gardening, I said that you will know how to make your garden lively and colorful from October to March. So those are clear action words. So you also need to be telling your audience what is the benefit that they are going to get out of it. Don't just say that I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to tell you that and I'm going to tell you that. No. Think about what they are going to get it and verbalize it. Tell them that this is what you are going to get out of it. And how to know the people, the second aspect of the GPS triangle. How do you know the people? So the best thing to do is to talk to a few prospective participants, those people who are going to come into the committee or your presentation, the prospective clients. Talk to them to understand what they would expect from it. And when you are trying to find out from them, ask open-ended questions so that you understand deeply, not closed-ended questions which can be answered in yes or no or one or two words. Know and understand them deeply. This will help you understand the needs of the audience and connect with them better. Very, very important step. First, just write down the goal, but when you come to know the people, understand your goal must be aligned with the people. So you have certain goal in mind. After talking to the people, the audience, your goal would change because you have to meet their needs. If you don't meet their needs, why would they want to be with you? Why would they want to listen to you? And the third aspect is the system or the process. What are you going to do? And for this, I would like to introduce to you Bloom's taxonomy of lower order thinking skills versus higher order thinking skills. So the lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills are in this order. The lowest order skill is remembering. Just above that is understanding. Third is applying. Fourth is analyzing. Fifth, evaluating. And creating is the highest order thinking skill. So, remembering is the rote learning, which is the lowest order thinking skills. For example, we were told to learn the tables by heart when we were in school. Worst method of teaching, so to say. Then very, very, very often we tend to keep our interactions at the second level. We would just want people to understand. We never try to take it to the higher level skills like applying, analyzing, evaluating. But people enjoy that. For example, if you are making a presentation to a group of prospective clients on housing loan and you want them to know what is the benefit you are giving to them vis-a-vis some other bank, give them some simple arithmetic to do in the meeting during the presentation. Give them a sheet of paper where certain things are written and tell them that this is the rate of interest at which you are offering and this is the period for which you are offering. At the same time, you may want to say some other bank is offering at this rate of interest and this is the period for which they offer. Ask them to flip out their mobile phones and do the calculation there and then. For the EMI, what is it that they want? They want the loan to be easy on their pockets. For example, you would want them to calculate their EMIs. What you are doing is helping them apply and analyze. When they have analyzed, they have applied their mind, and they have analyzed it, they would be much more convinced and they would not sleep throughout your presentation. Their purpose is not here to know the features of your housing loan. Their purpose is here to know how you can help them and help them better than your competitors, isn't it? So think from the point of view of your audience to connect with them better. And to connect with them better, use certain methodologies where their higher order thinking skills are involved. Make them analyze, make them apply, help them evaluate, measure the difference between X and Y. When you do that, you will truly be able to convince. So, for example, if you're making a presentation in front of future investors, help them evaluate two options, so three options, and let them realize that what you are offering is much better so that it is easier for them to make that decision. So what I have for you here, when you go to the resources, you will find a particular template which I have for you ready. When you use that template, you will be able to plan your presentation perfectly. So that template is there. In that template, I have given these topics which are written, which you can see on the screen now. And you need to be able to sequence that. Give a little bit of time to preparing for your presentation. The secret to making good presentations through which you can be confident, through which you can connect with your audience, and through which you can be sure or you can have quite a good handle on the outcome of the presentation, you need to plan and prepare well. And I will share in further modules in this course what are the areas that you need to plan on. But right now, go to the template, download the template and do that work, and use that template every time that you're going to make the presentations, and take it from me from now on. Once you work through that template before going for a presentations, your presentations are going to be nothing like before. They are going to be impactful, powerful presentations through which you will get the results that you're looking for. You know, for making impactful presentations, there are 3 rules. Rule number 1, prepare. Rule number 2, prepare. And rule number 3, prepare. See you in the next module.